Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Armando X, and today I have a very special guest today on Raw Club Archives, the one and only DJ Sluggo of
What's
Dance
good?
fame, of Juke fame, of Chicago Ghetto House fame, of international fame, the acclaimed DJ Sluggo. So, if you just want to take the floor, DJ Sluggo, and just introduce yourself to the people, please do.
It'd be real simple for me, bro. Just DJ Slugo, Chicago Ghetto House Pioneer.
Hmm.
That's really basically it. Producer, uh, engineer, uh, people person, I guess. You know what I mean? Just,
Mm-hmm.
Ghetto House uh, uh, Pioneer. That's basically it for me.
From the research I've done just on you and on the Ghetto House movement, where do you feel like it initially started? Because, you got your start around 1992 when
Mhm.
from what I know, when you first met Ray Barney and when you first met DJ Dion.
Ironically, when me and Dion first bumped into each other,
Hmm.
um, we were enemies. Like a lot of people don't know that. Like we end up meeting each other on the. We got diss songs and everything about each other back in. Yeah, people didn't know that. And then he grew up on 35th and I grew up on 49th, both on State Street. So
Hmm.
he was what 10 or 15 blocks from me. So they had their
Wow.
thing going on in their buildings. We had our thing going on in our buildings, and um, I think uh, I had got in some trouble, and I got back home in '95, I think,
I,
in '95, and
okay.
but prior to me going, I had already did a lot of work. And so
Mm,
we were going back and forth with the little battle mixtapes or whatever. And then a
mm,
mutual associate of ours brought us together. Like, this is stupid. Y'all be better off if y'all work together. So he showed us like, I'm gonna have y'all. I'm gonna put this party. He said, I'm gonna put this party together. I'm gonna show y'all how much money y'all can make at this party, so y'all can stop this beef and stuff. And I don't want a dime from it. I'm just gonna set it up just so y'all can see it's better for y'all to work together than to work apart. So we
okay.
did the party. End of the night, we was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people were shocked that we were all DJing in one place. And
Mm,
party was like Crenshaw Boulevard. Like it was crazy. And we were all at the end of the night, as we was counting up the money, we was like, you know what? We need to do this more often. So we end up doing a couple of more parties together, and then me and Milton and Dion ended up being super cool. And Dion was like, "Man, I always wanted to introduce you to Ray." He was like, "Cause you're nice with what you do," and he was like, "I want to introduce you to Ray Barney," because I asked him about the vinyl. I'm like, "Man, I see you got like records out." And he was like, "Oh man, yeah, that's Dance Mania. I'm gonna take you up there." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we went up there and he introduced me to Ray. He was like, Ray, he dope. He was like, well, if you stamping him, if you saying he what he is, it's not questioned. You know what I'm saying? Because Dion had a lot of juice with Ray. So um,
wow.
after that, I had maybe two records ready, like considered ready, because I wanted the first vinyl to be, where people. This is my introduction. So I reached out to Paul Johnson, like, hey, Paul.
Rest
I
in peace.
said, yeah, that's my man's. Rest in peace. I said, hey, Paul, you know anything about dance, man? He like, yeah, man, this, he explained everything to me. Then he was like, you finna drop something? I'm like, well, I ain't got I got like two, maybe three records finished, you know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be a 6 song album. So I want to come over to the crib. He's like, all right, come over. So the first record I did uh, over there was a blunt. I, uh, I told him I got this concept. You know what I'm saying? I just need to get it out of my head. And I explained it to him. I recited it to him. He's like, oh, that's cold. I like that. So he showed me how to program the drums in his crib, like, cause he had a drum machine that I didn't have,
I
and
see.
I
Were
was like,
y'all
okay.
using the R70?
I had the R70.
Okay.
He had an MPC and something else. He had an R70 too. He had a whole room full of shit. You know, that's the first time I ever worked on the what was they called the the DR8 and the DR16. And I
Got
saw them things recording, and he had the board, and he was moving stuff up on the board, and I was like, "Whoa! Like this a studio, right?" So
mm.
we worked on that, and then we worked on that hey 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 yeah 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 oh baby, right, that baby baby, and then we worked on what was the other one, I let the Van Halen guys remix it. God, I can't think of what the name of the record was, but you can listen to that record and tell that Paul helped me do it because
Mm.
it was his type of style. I just did the drums different, and
Mm.
so I did the ghetto. What was it? What was the first album? It was the Ghetto something
It was DJ Dion
presents. Yeah, that one.
the Sluggo for Dance Mania.
Yep, that was the first
That
album
joint.
I did, and then it did so well with Ray that uh, when I went up there to sit down and talk to him, and he was like, "Man, your album is doing extremely well." He was like, "You got something else?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I've been working. I got plenty of records now." You know,
Mhm.
so because what I did was after I had went to Paul crib with the first one, I wrote down every piece of equipment that he had. And
Mm.
and it was like, I'm like, all right, cool. I need to get in order for me to be able to do records like him, I
Mm.
gotta have this equipment. So I went when I finally saved up all the money, I went and got two DR16s. I bought a Mackie board. I bought an MPC 2000. Like I was gone. It was like, and I had all of it in my front room.
Wow.
Like I took everything out my front room except a futon. I put a futon and everything else was studio equipment.
And you were still in Robert Taylor Homes, right?
No, by this time I had moved out to what is that? It was in the suburbs. I had moved out to this Lansing,
Then? Oh,
Lansing, Illinois.
Lansing.
I had moved out there to get away from the city.
Mm.
The city was it was crazy. It ain't as crazy as it is now, but it was getting crazy, and I couldn't concentrate. So it was like, let me go somewhere where I can come to the city, you
Yeah.
know, get my ghetto shit that I need to get, go to
Mhm.
the crib, and then make the records from there. But
Is
yeah, I moved to Lansing.
and this is after Ray Barney, y'all met back in,
Yeah,
95,
95,
and
96.
he gave you that $1,000 advance, and
Yeah,
and then you
yeah,
started realizing you can make money from the music like
yeah.
that. Now tell
Well,
me this.
my first payment off music, well, my first payment was a school dance, DJing for the school. That's when I knew that I could make money in music.
I
But
see.
my first check from Ray Barney let me know that I could make money off of music. And I was
Mm.
like, wait a minute. And I was like, how much the advance? And he's like, well, usually I give 500, but Dion brought you here. And I be giving Dion like 1,000 to 2,000. I'm gonna start you out with $1,000. And then
Wow.
when the record make that back or whatever, he gave that to me. And then I was like, oh, I'm finna just go buy a piece of equipment with it.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
really was doing albums to go get equipment. You know what I mean? So
Now
yeah.
tell me this, DJ Sluggo. What were your influences when it came to production style? Was it, because like, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to Ghetto House, they treat it like y'all say in the interviews, like a bastard child. Like, oh, that ain't got nothing to do with real house music. Da 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 da. But for me, I can hear the lineage and Jammin' Gerald, Black Woman. That track, you can,
Hmm.
if you really know the music, you got Sensuous Black Woman. That's something that Ron Party used to play. He sampled
Hmm.
that. You got me sweating, motherfucker. And
So
then
it's like we was extremely influenced by all of us by house music. You
mm,
know, the Jesse Saunders, the
mm,
Lil Lewis's people that we listened to. French Kiss was a real
uh,
big record for me.
I see.
Um,
So little
Actually, the Slug Mirror record I did,
mm-hmm.
I did that with thinking I need to do an upgraded, faster version of French Kiss. So I'm gonna try to find a way to mimic that sound on the R70. I got as close as I could to it, but it was like
Mm,
after that the ghetto shit kicked in. Like I won't play that slow shit. So um, they heavily influenced us. Like
mm,
I mean, that's all we listened to on radio on Friday nights and Saturday nights. It was, listening to the house mixes. The thing
mm,
was, life started changing and the neighborhood started changing. And really, rap hit Chicago. The
mm,
NWAs and
I see.
BDP and people like that, and Too Short, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm,
DJ Quick, and they making these records, and it's nothing but profanity on the records, and then it's like the lifestyle changed, so we couldn't be under the buildings and listening to "It's a Cold World" or real happy, fun music, and it's shooting going on. Just don't, it didn't fit, and then a lot of the girls wasn't really dancing to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not the
yeah.
young, the girls in our age group wasn't really moving to that. They was moving to uh, AMG and Too Short,
Wow.
NWA. Luke was real big,
That
so we
Miami
hear
bass.
Luke and Luke is hey, we want some pussy. We damn okay, like you know what I'm saying. So and when I saw that, like, wait a minute, you could curse on records. And I was like, I curse real well. Like, okay, well let me put some, So I remember telling some of the old school cats like, man, this need to be sped up a little bit. And I remember it might have been Mike Dunn because
Mm,
I grew up with Mike Dunn. It might have been him or one of his partners or something. I remember them telling me, well, if you don't like the music, then make your own.
mm,
And I was like, okay, say less. You know what I'm saying? I already know how to work the drum machines or whatever because Mike was one of the first ones that had an MPC 60. People don't even know about the MPC 60. This is before the 2000s. This is before the 1000s, before the 3000s, all that. It was the first MPC, and Mike had one. So I had already been around the equipment, familiar with the equipment. So once they had made that statement to me, like, make your own, I'm like, all right, okay, cool.
mm,
And start making my own tracks, and that was it from there. It's like once I got used to the drum machines, once I learned how to program drums, and I knew how important drums were
mm,
when it came to music. Like the drums, I
mhm.
was like, I'm listening to the particular records and saying, why is this record better than this record? And then I started listening to drum patterns are better. Like
Yeah.
it's just the interchange. But
That,
yeah,
wow.
um, once I learned how to work with them drum machines, it was just crazy, crazy after that. And it's like
Mm,
I started thinking of sayings like I knew that if I mixed the rap, because I knew everybody was liking rap, so it was like if I could mix the rap
mm,
with the beats, because people think that the rap stuff that they doing now over the beats and stuff is something new. It ain't nothing new. We was doing that in '95. You know what I'm saying? Like I was rapping over tracks on Hardboy Booty. You know what I'm saying? So
mm,
that we was rapping over tracks a long time ago. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? People just, and then, Fast Eddie and them was doing it before us. It was hip house.
Exactly.
So I'll be looking at people, I be seeing people saying that they, I was the first one to rap over dance tracks or, I'm like, nah, you had Fast Eddie, you had,
Mm.
forgot the other guy,
Tyree Cooper.
yeah, Tyree, what's the other dude name? He was super dope with it. He was
Mm,
with Tyree now. But it was a lot. It was
Mm.
Tyree, Fast Eddie, and it was like 4 or 5 other dope guys. And the Latinos really was doing it real heavy. It was Latinos doing it. It was blacks doing it. It
I
was
see.
like, but it was heavily influenced in the Latino community. Like
I see.
they flocked to it better than we did. Like we
Mm,
didn't really grasp to it. But
yeah,
Fast Eddie was killed. You know that's one of Fast Eddie's trademarks, hip
yeah,
house. You know
yeah.
he can do a whole show when he comes out
Mhm.
of his records because he rapped over like 30, 40 different records.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what he known for. Like he did a hip hop version of Pump It. DJ Funk's Pump It. It's
No
dope.
idea.
Yeah, I got a record with Fast Eddie.
Really?
Yeah, called Juke It. Yeah.
Why do you think, Latinos or young Latino kids gravitated more towards hip house than young black kids? Because NWA, like you said, and all that stuff was coming out around the same time from the West Coast, like 87, 88. And then you had Public Enemy. Were you all being more influenced by that hip hop sound than like just
Well, it's
hip hop
really
sound?
it's more heavily influenced with the Latinos because it should be with blacks too, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the drums. It's the
Mm,
drums are what's the word I want to use? Tribal.
I
When
understand.
they hear them drums, it's you know how the Latinos do their little dances. It's the same. It's the same like African style. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And a lot of people don't get that. Like for instance, I tell people you'll see like a 2 year or 3 year old baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this baby ain't never seen nobody dance or anything. And as soon as you put a beat on and they got nice drums, that baby gonna start just bopping and moving. And you're gonna be like, okay, this baby got an old soul. No, that baby don't got no old soul. That baby got that African bloodline. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And them drums is hitting her ears, his or her ears, and they real, nature is coming out. So it's tribal, bro. Like when you hear drums
Mm-hmm.
and it's the right drums. If you hear the right drums on records, like I'll sit and do drums for days, bro. Like I work on a record and be like, I gotta find the right kick for this. You know what I'm saying? So I'll tweak a kick for 2 or 3 days because I know once I get the kick gonna lead me to get the toms right, and the toms gonna lead me to the right snares and the right clap. The vocals, I don't do the vocals. I do vocals last.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll do the beat first and then be like, now what can I say on this? You know what I
Uh,
mean? And then sometimes if the beat is dope enough, like I just did a record called Ghetto Robots. People going crazy over this record, but I actually had vocals to it. I just never released it. Like, in matter of fact, I never even released the record. It's on vinyl only.
wow.
Yeah, but one of my guys, I did this thing called elevator music. And one of my buddies, he footworking to this record while I'm playing it on elevator music. And everybody's like, and this
Yeah, I
record,
saw that. I saw
yeah,
that, yo.
but this record been out for almost 2 years, maybe.
It's doing numbers on TikTok too, that video, man.
Yeah,
So
he almost had like 100K.
congratulations on
Yeah.
that. But
Oh
back
yeah, yeah.
to continue. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, he almost at like 100K, but it's like I be trying to I tell some of my constituents all the time, I say, hey bro, it's 8 billion people in the world.
Mm,
Everybody ain't heard your records. This record is still new. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think the Ghetto Robots record was gonna take off like that because it's just a beat. You know what I mean? It's
mm,
just a beat. But
yeah,
I actually had wrote to that record and
wow.
was like, and then I was like, I didn't like the vocals, so I muted the vocals,
Hmm.
played the beat, listened, and then I pitched it down. I had it at like 140. I think I took it to 132 or 134 or something like that, and was like, that's more groovy. And then at first I was finna release it digitally, and I'm glad I didn't. I was
Hmm.
like, no, you know what? I'm gonna throw this on my new album. And then it was a filler track for me
Yeah,
because everything else is ghetto as fuck on the album. That's the only stringy type record on there, but that's the record that took off on there. Like everybody's like, "What's that record right there?" And I'm like, "The record with just the drums and the beat."
Mm.
One of the guys told me it's a sound I use in there. It's like boom da boom 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 da boom boom boom. And then and I forgot why I found that in a rolling drum kit. And I just hit it like whoop 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 whoop. And then I put some shit on top of it and made it do it like whoop 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 whoop. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. So when you add certain plugins on shit, it make drums sound like synths. A lot
Mm.
of people be thinking I got synthesizers or I use the synthesizer. They be like, no, I just took a tom or took something else and tweaked it.
I
And
remember reading in the interview you don't like using the drum kit since in order.
nah, I gotta like I'll go in there and find a kick and be like, I need to make this kick my own kick. Now how I'm gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? But I hear a kick and be like, whoa, that's dope. But you got access to it too. So
Mm.
I'll take it and say, let me put a few things on top of it. And it ain't gonna sound like a basic kick. It's gonna sound like, my kick, so
So that's a
yeah.
perfect segue into my next few questions. Uh,
Okay.
One question is, so you're not fully analog anymore.
No,
You
I'm not analog no more at all.
really
No,
when
I used to be fully analog,
mm-hmm,
but I, I I'm one of those ones that change with times. Like
I understand.
analog is cool, but if you fully analog, is you're gonna have to
Limited.
find it. You got to go through a lot of you definitely limited because a
Yeah,
lot of this stuff is not compatible to all this new stuff that's out. So
yeah.
you're gonna have compatibility problems. Certain stuff ain't gonna. You got to go through all type of Lincoln, MIDIs, and all that in order to make certain stuff work. So it's like, nah, let me just go digital. I don't know people that still analog. I mean,
Mm,
because vinyl is analog. I mean,
yeah.
so it's like
And
I'm
that's been
both. Yeah, I'm both
the
ways
source.
with it. It's like even when I started releasing vinyl, people were like, "How you all digital and then releasing vinyl?" I'm like, well, the good thing about me releasing vinyl is all the records that I have on vinyl are not out digitally.
Exactly.
So a lot of people would be saying, "How do I get that record?" Battle album and record it, and then you can play it out when you play out. You know what I'm saying? So,
But that's
um,
like another great segue because I feel like you, DJ Funk, I was reading in one article, he was making so much money selling mixtapes, he didn't need a regular job. And like the same with you, like, there's always been, I feel like that industrious spirit, that
mhm,
entrepreneurial spirit with pushing out this music. And
mhm.
you speak more to that?
So for me, like when I got out the second time, I
Mm-hmm.
was I was on parole and mandated to work,
Yeah.
and they sent me. This is what being on parole and being mandated to work changed my entire life.
Mm.
So they sent me to UPS.
Mm.
That's the job I ended up having to work.
Uh,
While on parole, I had to have a job.
yeah.
So while I'm there, when I say UPS is modern day slavery, like
Yeah.
they had girls in the trucks with back braces and stuff on, lifting 100-pound boxes. And I was like, man, this is crazy, bro. Like, you had, I'm in my 40s, and you got a 22-year-old boss telling you, hey, this is about 60, 70 boxes. He looking in the truck. All right, y'all got 45 minutes to unload this truck. And then walks off from now, I'll be back. 45 minutes. All y'all need to get in there and get this truck unloaded.
Wow.
Now, man, you this a kid talking to you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But and I told anyway they give you free water. It was free water throughout the whole building. Just stacks of water. You can drink water as much as you want. Water was free. Bottled water. Anywhere they giving you free bottled water, you got people got to be getting dehydrated and fall. You keep from passing out or all that. Like it'll be 80 degrees outside and 110, 120 inside the trucks.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Ain't no
Wow.
AC, ain't no AC or nothing. It's 80.
Wow.
Say if it's summertime, it's 80 outside. It's 100 plus in the truck.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that made me say, this ain't for me. Like when I get through off parole, I need to do music full. I'm gonna live or die doing music. It's all I'm gonna do.
Mm.
You know, and I'm gonna live or die with it. And yeah, the entrepreneurship thing has its ups and its downs. One week you may be doing okay, the next week you don't know what's going on, or monthly. 1 month you may be up and uh, you may be up and everything rolling for you, and then the next month is just nothing happening.
Mm.
So it has its ups and its downs, but I wouldn't change it for the world, man. It's like I get to do what I love. I get to make a couple of dollars doing it, and I'm not at a place where I'm completely unhappy, coming
Mm.
home every day, wore out, frustrated, being somewhere I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, just to make a few dollars, try to survive.
Let me ask you this, DJ Sluggo. So in 1987, that's when the majority of the clubs and the club scene kind of like got hit because of all them like laws they passed about the juice bars and stuff like that in
Yeah, it's
Chicago.
crazy. Yeah,
Were
Chicago.
you
So
hitting up
from
any of
like,
those clubs, or did that do you think that had like a big impact into like why, house
yeah, I didn't start
kind
really
of
playing
changed?
the clubs till the 90s.
Mm.
In the 80s, I would visit clubs and go by and
What club?
watch clubs like the Cotton Club, the Click, uh, 50 Yard Line, places like that.
Mm.
All the hood spots, you know what I'm
I
saying? Like,
see.
and actually, going to those hood spots back then is the reason I'm turned off from all of the hood spots now.
Mm.
It's like,
Mm.
why go out? Say you're gonna make 200 for the night.
Yeah.
It's a lot of DJs doing like 150, 200 for the night, bro. Like three
Right.
hours, maybe 4 hours for $150. It's just ridiculously horrible, right?
Yeah.
Now you say it's a club that fit maybe anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people.
Hmm.
Now the bar just did 20 grand. The door just did. You got 100 some people in there. They charge you 20, 25 at the door. So the door just did maybe say $10, say 10 grand. Somewhere between 7,500 to 10 grand.
Hmm.
Out of all that money, they just did almost 40 grand that night. And they gonna give you $150 and you the entertainment. Right? Then you risking your life because at any given moment, you gotta remember you in Chicago. Somebody step on somebody's feet, somebody look at somebody girl wrong, some girl and some other girl look at each other wrong, and then it's going down. Anytime it's a fight in Chicago club, 8 times out of 10, it's gunfire. So it's gonna erupt into gunfire. You know what I'm saying? Or stabbing. But it
Hmm.
ain't gonna be just no everybody fought and then they broke it up. No, no. It's gonna get super violent. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So
And you
when
witnessed that plenty of times during
oh
the
plenty
80s.
of times. Plenty of times.
So,
And you
so
gotta remember like they shooting in the club or shooting in the and this a crowded spot. So
wow.
bullets don't got no names on them. They wilding out. There ain't nobody in there a sharpshooter. So they wilding and shooting. And you the DJ. So you just risk your entire life for $150. So you coming out to play records and try to make it home. And when you do make it home, you're only up $150.
Yeah. Now, talk to me about what Paul Johnson meant to you, because obviously you knew him, longer than you knew DJ Dion, and
Mm-hmm.
rest in peace to DJ Dion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, talk to me about how that relationship began. Did you know Paul before his, first accident? Did you know him from the neighborhood?
When I met Paul,
Hmm.
I knew of Paul before his accident. I knew of him.
Hmm.
And then when I finally met him, he had been shot already. You know, but people was bragging on him. Man, dude, cold, and you need to meet him, whatever, blah blah. So when I met him, my expectations was like high, like and then I was kind of like, thought he was gonna be, when people of that caliber, some of them was like assholes. So I was like, yeah, he probably finna be an asshole, but he was super cool, man. Paul ended up being super cool, and
Mm, mm,
like we were super close. And
man.
when I got ready to do the record, he was the first person I reached out to. So, you know, I always credit him and Dion for
Mm.
putting me in that position. Like Paul helped me do the music. Dion put me in this position where I can get the music out. Paul is the reason. This how tight me and Paul was. He's the reason I'm even on the rave scene.
Oh yeah, because he connected you with the promoters.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
he did he double booked himself and then hit me up and was like, "Man, I need a favor." And I was like, what's going on? He was like, "Man, I need you to go spin somewhere for me." And I'm like, what kind of party is it? And he was like, "It's a rave party." And I'm like, what the hell is that? And he was like, it's gonna be, you know, Caucasian people, up tempo, I was like, "And what I'm supposed to play?" And he was like, "The shit you be playing. Like they gonna love that shit. Like they fuck with that music." And I'm looking like, "Man, I don't know, bro." But then he was like, "Man," he told me what they was gonna give me. And I was like, "For an hour? What you say the address is?" Like, I'm like, "What? Hell yeah, I'm going." So I go and do it. And then he got a nice report back. And
Mm,
then when he got the report back, he was like, "Man, I talked to the promoter. He said you killed that shit." I'm like, "Yeah." I went in there and then he was like, "Man, I knew you wasn't gonna do me no wasn't gonna do me bad." So he
mm,
was like, "Man, the promoter wanna bring you." He was like, "It was a couple other promoters there. They wanna rock with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you how to do your bookings and all that shit." Like he was like, "You gone now?" And I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "Man, you in the circle now. They finna start booking you to do these parties." And I was like, "So you telling me that I'm be able to go do these parties and only play 1 hour? I ain't gotta play for 1 hour?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "How long you been holding on to this?" You know what I'm saying? He was like, "It ain't really holding on to it. You gotta be somebody that they like in that market and that thing." And so he was like, "As long as you keep cranking them records out and then playing those records and letting them hear those records while you at these events," he was like, "Who better to play your records and sets than you?" You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So
mm.
the rest was his. He gave me that one party, and I never looked back.
Wow.
That one party, and I was like, man, because I was determined to go in there and kill because I ain't want him. I ain't want to disappoint him.
And
Like he was giving me an opportunity. I'm like, I ain't finna fuck this opportunity up. You
and
know what
when was
I'm
this?
saying?
What year was this like?
90, see, 96 or 97.
Mm,
96 and 97, because I remember it might have been 96. I remember 97, him getting me an overseas gig and I couldn't go.
mm,
I ain't have my passport. I was going through a child support situation,
got you.
and they wouldn't give me my. I fought for my passport for like 8 years.
Dang.
Yeah, it took that long for me to get my passport for like. But I kept telling people when I get it though. Oh, when I get it, you know what I mean. So I'm like, when I get it, and I'm gonna get it. I went hard.
Let
When
me
I
ask
get
you this. Was it a lot more attention after Daft Punk gave you all that shout out on Teachers? Was it a lot more international attention, you feel like?
Oh hell yeah! They
So
came to
was it
Chicago.
like
They
a
came to
big jump?
Chicago. We didn't even know who they were. We went out to eat with them and everything, and they had no clue who they were.
They took y'all out to eat?
We took them out to eat. They
What?
came to they came to visit Ray, and
Yeah.
Ray was like, "Man, I need y'all to do me a favor. We got these guys coming over here from overseas. Take them out to eat, whatever, blah blah." And we was like, "What? What?" Me and Dion was looking like, "Man." He's like, "Man, do that for me." All right. And he was like, "Man, these guys are like Michael Jackson's overseas." We was looking at him like, "Man, we in the hood. We don't care nothing about overseas." All we know is when they left, I think maybe it wasn't even a year. It wasn't even a year later. They did the teacher's record. And they said our name, and I ended up going up in the record store, and they was like, "Man, you heard the new Daft Punk record?" I'm like, "Who's Daft Punk?" And they was like, "What? You don't know who they is? They mentioned your name." And they was like, they said like they mentioned your name and mentioned your record, and I was like, have no clue who that is. Remember the Thomas Ballinger dude because me and him got the same first name.
Yeah.
So when I saw the credits, I was like, "Oh,
Oh, these the
you
homies
talk
who took out.
these the two dudes that Ray had us." Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
funny.
oh, so they is big, huh? Okay. And the dude who ran the record store was like, "No, they not big, bro. They enormous." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I mean, how does that help us though? Like,
Mm,
they ain't brought us over there or they ain't put us on those stages or nothing with them. I mean, I appreciate the love, but at the end of the day, like me and a few other cats always had that issue. Like,
mm,
I'm cool with the shout out, but it's like you came to play Chicago
yeah.
and then you didn't put not all them teachers that you said in that record, you didn't put not one of them on stage.
Damn. Why do
Yeah,
you think that
just
is?
think. I don't know. I don't know. I would love to ask one of them, like, hey, when y'all came to play here, why y'all did? Well, I didn't even get an invite to
Yeah.
the event.
I mean,
So
and you touched on something very, critical. A lot of people, when you listen to a lot of those early Daft Punk records, you hear that
the
Chicago
influence,
influence heavy. It's
yeah,
like
super heavy.
you hear it super heavy. Revolution 909, The Funk, all those tracks. Do you feel like, you know, the industry period, like
Robbed us and didn't give us no
Chicago?
credit.
Yeah,
We,
pretty
we,
much. I
we,
was trying to figure out
we,
a nice way to say
ain't
it.
no nice way to say it. You gotta keep it funky. Robbed us of our sound,
Mm,
and right now won't give us credit for it. Like act like we don't even exist.
mm,
So
mm.
my for me it just be like I just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For me it'd be like you know what I did for this sound. You know who I am. You know what I mean? I don't need validation from none of them. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like I know what I've done for this music, for this sound.
Mm,
I can listen to a lot of their records. One thing that a lot of people don't know, the vocals, they can't do the vocals. And the reason you can't do the vocals because you ain't from the hood. You can't get them hood vocals unless you can't even say certain shit that we can say, especially the word nigga. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So if you listen to the records, they always trying to sample our voices. You know what I'm saying? Or try to say it the way we said it, but you can't mimic. You can't mimic originality. These are original sounds,
mm.
original voices, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
some of them be giving us homage, they pay homage and things like that. But my thing is it's a lot of those big guys up there, you know what I'm saying? You know where you got that from. You know what I'm saying? Like let's not sugarcoat it. You know exactly where you got that sound from.
a lot of people had an issue when, rest in peace to Paul Johnson. He had a GoFundMe, in his last days, while Daft Punk, they're making millions off the music that they calling y'all teachers.
Man,
Meanwhile, y'all struggling to survive.
exactly. It's crazy, bro. It'd be like I done had people I done did remixes for. Um, I done had people who I done did records for. Not
Hmm.
the remix. I did the entire record, and people just don't give you your credit, man. It'd be like, you know, I done graced some of these stages with some of these people and been like,
Mm.
man, like I done did I done let people remix my records. People want to change the name of the record, don't want to give you credit. It's like, bro, this is my hard-earned work, bro. You
Wait,
know,
wait, slow down. They don't want to give you credit on a remix of your own record?
people be wanting to take they man, look, let me pay. I had somebody tell me, let us pay you to not put your name on the record.
What?
Yes. I was like, wait a minute, say that again. Like, yeah, we want it to be about him, you know what I'm saying? And if we put you on there, it's gonna take away from him because people gonna focus on you. I mean, you're gonna get. I mean, you know, of course, they wasn't trying to own the master to the original. They just wanted to own the master to the remix. But I'm
Mhm.
like, those are my vocals. You know what I'm saying? Like, what sense would it make for me to let y'all use my vocals, chop up my vocals the way you want them to go, and then exclude me from the record? Like, come on, man. I'm shocked y'all even asked me that. I'm glad y'all got the balls to even ask me that. But man, y'all is you motherfuckers crazy? You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like, but that I mean, I've had some horror stories, bro. Like people just I don't know. People be on they when people are on that fame rise,
mm.
a lot of them don't care who they step on in the process of going in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So
What's crazy is,
it's a lot of guys I did stuff with
yeah.
and I did work and stuff with that I would never mess with in life again.
So you weren't the only one who felt this sentiment out of
Oh
all the
no.
Ghetto House pioneers.
A lot of people scared to say it. A lot I
Mm,
don't me personally, a lot of people scared to say it from the fear of being blackballed. And I
mm.
always tell people, you already blackballed. They not, you don't mind me cursing, right?
Go ahead, go
Man,
ahead.
they not fucking with you already. Think about it. Man, listen. Paul Johnson had to do a GoFundMe. DJ Dion had to do a GoFundMe. DJ Funk had to do a GoFundMe, bro.
Disgusting.
You know what
Disgusting.
I'm saying? We talking about guys with big records. Get Down was one of the biggest records of that time when he dropped it.
Of the 90s period.
So come on, man. We
Yeah.
talk about Paul Johnson with a GoFundMe don't make sense.
And on top of that, y'all work ethic, Dance Mania had at least over 500 releases during the 1990s. So, you know,
And
and it doesn't get enough
Ray
credit.
Barney was a genius, bro.
Y'all had,
GoFundMe's
yeah.
like they like DJ Funk's GoFundMe end up grossing like almost 42 or 43K.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, that's beautiful. But he could have used that money while he was alive. Why y'all waiting till he died and then give it to him? Don't make sense. Get a man his flower, put your foot down. Get the man his flowers while he alive.
Why do
And
you think also Ron Carroll, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. We lost a lot of giants, these past 5 years period in house
I
music.
don't know, did he ever go fund me too?
I don't think he did. I don't think Ron Carroll did, but I know
That's
Super
good.
Funk did him pretty dirty with that first Lucky Star deal.
Oh yeah, man.
He got
Let's keep it funky, bro. Like it's a white black thing.
mm,
House music is black music.
speak
No,
on it.
no if, no ands, no buts. You can't contest that at all.
Speak on it.
House music is black music.
Mm,
But when you go look at everybody who's benefit from from house music, it ain't blacks.
mm.
Do the
And
research.
why
Do
do
the
you think
research.
that is?
A lot of them make bad business moves. And then it don't be really bad business moves. It's like a lot of the labels or the powers that be know the position you're in. So it's
Mm,
like you're talented, you got great talent, you got a bunch of records over here, but I got the money.
mm,
And in order for you to be over here
mm.
to make a little something, I need to own that.
I understand.
And I give you what you need. You need like you like 30K in debt. I'm gonna give you 50,000. But I need that catalog though. You know what I'm saying? And then 10 years later, you got out of that debt, which you probably gonna end up getting in debt again. But 10 years later, the records end up becoming something, and you out here on Skid Row.
Damn.
Yeah. I know some guys who don't even own their masters right now.
Wow.
They hard earned work, 10 years, 20 years of work, and somebody who ain't had nothing to do with the sound, the genre, nothing like that, owns the records. So I
What?
you know, it's just it's the music industry has showed me some things. I'm saying, no, this is a dirty game.
Mm,
Yeah, the music industry is a dirty, grimy ass game, bro. And you
mm.
just you gotta move correctly. You gotta move correctly. You gotta move smartly because if you don't, you definitely gonna go under, bro.
Are you grateful to, black entrepreneurs like Ray Barney, and the
It wouldn't be no us without Ray Martin.
yeah,
I tell people that in every interview. You
mm,
can't say nothing. That's an automatic fight for me. Put
mm,
your hands up. You can't say
mm,
nothing bad to me about Ray Barney.
mm,
Nothing. Nothing. And here's the killer. Ray did something that no CEO or no record label has done. Everybody on Dance Mania has their masters.
mm. That's why all
Every
y'all are co-founders.
everybody who did a record on Dance Mania, when Ray shut down Dance Mania, he gave everybody their masters.
Wow,
You on your own, I ain't doing it no more. Y'all go do y'all.
that's amazing.
That's unheard of.
That's amazing. Yeah,
You know how many bangers was on Dance Mania?
a lot.
And he gave them all, he gave them all back.
Wow,
Every last one of them. Ray don't own one record on Dance Mania.
wow.
And invested all that money in them people, including myself.
Mm,
Ray took a chance on all of us.
mm.
And he gambled and won, but at the end of the day, it was still a gamble.
Yeah,
What if it hadn't worked?
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So Ray took a chance on us, man, and we was just project kids, like some hood kids with some decent ideas. And he was like, if you think that's a good record, Ray, we got so good with Ray and in good with Ray. I was so in good with Ray. I would just bring back then it was Dats. I'd be like, hey Ray, I got a new album on here. He'd be like, all right, well just take it over to Metropolis Mastering and tell them to go on mastering. Then we'll figure out a day to bring it out. No arguments, no what's on it. After my first two records, Ray never listened to another record of mine before pressing it. He never listened again. He trusted that. I know you got at least two bangers on there.
Mm,
And he knew that I concentrated on music. I used to have conversations with him like he was like, man, when you putting out your next album? Like, nah, it ain't ready. It ain't ready. I ain't ready. I ain't finna give you no anything.
mm,
It ain't the advance for me. You know what I'm saying? My
mm,
name at stake, and me proving to you that I'm the person you need to gamble on is at stake, and I ain't finna mess that up. You know what I'm saying? So he looked like, man, but I ain't gotta listen to no more of your records. Okay, you
wow.
sure? He like, yeah, I ain't gonna listen to no more of your records. He was like, because Ray would say stuff like, if 285 don't sell, when you do 289 or 290, I'm gonna get my money back off that.
Mm,
And I used to look at him like, so that's the one thing he had, which wasn't supposed to be the way that way, but due to the fact he was doing great business, you really didn't care because Ray would say, if your first album that we did ain't selling, and then the second one sell, you ain't getting nothing off this second one until I get all my money back for that first one.
that's understandable.
It was
Yeah,
like fair is fair,
yeah, fair.
but I never had that issue with him. Like I never had an album on Dance Way that didn't sell.
Mm. How do you
So
feel about, the revival of, record labels like Dance Mania? Obviously there was this release that was in the last 2 years. We got revival of Trax Records, revival of DJ International. Why do you feel like this resurgence is happening now? Because the music got, what
well,
like
the underground and the dance music scene is coming. The underground scene and dance music it really never went nowhere.
um
It's just people wasn't rocking with it as hard as they used to. It
mhm,
never went nowhere. It's always Chicago's always been a house music city. Like it
mm,
always is and always will be a
mm,
house music city. House music is embedded in our DNA here. So
Mm,
it never went nowhere. People just wasn't rocking the way they were supposed to be rocking. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But the resurgence of these labels, some of them, my issue was with a lot of them labels is some of them people that passed away was on them labels
mm,
and got records on them labels. Why they doing a GoFundMe? Why you resurging? Why are these people going to doing a GoFundMe?
mm.
Where they residuals and they publishing money and all that stuff from the first records? And
Right.
then why do you think it's okay? Like I've always asked label owners, if you put a record out, me and you got a deal,
Mm,
and say we got a 60-40.
yeah.
So when you get your dollar, you don't think it's okay to make sure that I get my 40 cent and you get your 60 cent? You just gonna hold on to all the dollars until you feel like, all right, well, you gotta make the check gotta be at least $100 or better before we do a payout. I'm saying, how fair is that? If you owe me, you owe me. If you owe me $3, give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why my $3 gotta sit in your bank account?
Yeah. Exactly.
Just give me my money. You know what I mean? So, and then a lot of people didn't pay people.
Mm.
It's a lot of people. Paul died with a lot of people owing him. Dion died with people owing him. So I don't know if Funk was old, but I know he did a lot of records with a lot of people.
He did.
I'm almost quite sure it's somebody that didn't pay him. And that's notorious. They do that. Like a lot of people do it. There's some of the offers, bro. Some of the
Mm,
offers be horrible, bro. Like they be offering, you be saying, what, how much?
mm.
And people like, yeah, so the budget is, I mean, that ain't no budget, man. That's terrible. Like, I can't believe you offering me that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Now, now answer me this question.
Okay.
About the basically you're still, like I said, one of the pioneers of ghetto house of juke music. Do you
Hmm.
feel like it gets the same type of recognition from black audiences like Jersey Club and Baltimore Club are getting now? And why do you think that is?
Truth,
Please.
the people that make it are not great business people.
Mm,
So that's why people are able to steal sounds or steal your swag and all that. It's like if you don't protect what you have, then people are able to take it and do what they please with it.
I
So a
understand.
lot of people from the ghetto house world are not protective of their music. Like I treat mine like it's one of my kids. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I always tell people, stealing from me is like coming up to my daughter and smacking. She just bit into a good cheeseburger, and you come past, smack it out of her hand. Fuck your daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
That's how that because when you take from me, you take it from me being able to feed my seeds. So,
mm,
bro, like I, I don't know why the business is like it's a lot of ghetto house records
mm,
out here that ain't owned by ghetto house musicians.
mm.
If you just want to keep it 100,
Please.
like people got to keep it 100, man. Like people don't even own, like you ain't have nothing to do with that record.
Mm,
You just had a little money, and you gave the people money. They be giving I know a lot, especially these young cats. $300, $400, $500. People like, man, you do that album, I'm gonna give you 500. For them young cats, that's a lot of money because they ain't really got nothing on them. You know what I'm saying? But you just sold your entire master for
damn.
500, and they be looking at it like, I got an album out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing numbers. I'm doing numbers on Spotify. No, you not. You not doing numbers. They doing numbers. They just got your name is just a part of it. Now,
Mm,
if it's helping you with bookings and things like that, then it might be a decent sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't getting no bookings and all that behind it, then what did you do it for? Like, why did you do that? Why would you sell your master? Like, what you gonna give your kids when you 60, 70? Like, how do they eat from what they daddy did, 20 years ago? You
mm,
know? And you gotta think that way. Like, I be telling people, I'm gonna put so many records out that my grandkids are gonna be able to eat off the music when I'm gone.
mm,
That's simple. Set it up, let them eat off of it. Just put out as many records I physically can. There's no
mm.
reason for these records to be in my computer.
Now let me ask you this. After you got out the second time, you mentioned in the interview that you were kind of upset with how the scene had lost its steam, how, the dancers became thugs and gangsters, and that's exactly why y'all were making the music to, keep the people off the streets, keep the youth off the streets. So
Came home, bro.
go ahead.
Yeah, I came home, bro. Ghetto House is dead. When I say dead, I'm talking about dead.
And this was 2004,
2005.
2005.
I'm talking about, I got home and said, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody making records or nothing. Like, nobody was making records. Hip hop had took over. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it was like all the people who I entrusted in back then were working regular, like literally working regular jobs.
Hmm.
And I was like, y'all don't believe in the sound no more?
Hmm.
And I ain't making no money with that shit.
Hmm.
And I'm like, no, you just gotta put some work in. You put the work in. This sound is a real, don't give up. And I really was just basically talking to brick walls. So I was like, well, the best way to show them is just, to get them, I'm just show y'all. And that's why I ended up being the face of it because I'm the main one that didn't give up.
Mm,
Like it was like that's when I did the Juke DVD.
yup, yup.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not giving up. And rest in peace, my man Dre. I had a homie named Dre who believes what I believe. And he at this time he had like five of them big TV cameras. And he gave me one. It's like, man, go shoot all the footage you want to shoot.
Mm,
They was finna tell it was one building left. They tore down all the buildings we used to live in. And
mm,
there was one still up and left. He was like, man, go shoot all the footage you can before they tear it down. And
mm.
that's what I did. That's how I ended up coming up with the Chicago Juke DVD. And it's still to this day the only Juke DVD ever made.
And you made history with that too.
Yeah.
And, it's always like, you've been ahead of the curve. That's one thing I feel like, you know, that also makes you stand out like
Yeah.
among your peers is because you were always ahead of the curve when it came to technology and knowing, okay, we gotta adapt, we gotta move. Not saying that your peers didn't know, didn't do that, but were definitely entrepreneurial when it came to that. Like, handing out the USBs with the cassette tapes at the end,
Yeah,
and
that
your
that
cassette tapes
I,
always
I,
being
I get
different
so
colors.
much love for that one. People be
Yeah.
looking like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like people will see that and be like, man, how the fuck did you come up with that? I was like, I wanted a USB on the street, and
Yeah.
people always knew me for the color mixtapes. So
Mhm.
I wanted the USB to be in a tape form, and I just reached out to the people over in China, like, man, listen, let me tell y'all what I want, and y'all tell me if y'all can make it. And when they sent me a template of it, I was like, oh hell yeah.
Wow.
And what else I need to do? They was like, shit, send that money. And when I put the first one out, people was like, no, you gotta be kidding me, bro. You ain't got no mixtape USB. I'm like,
Mm,
yes, I do. So I always be uh trying to find what the next thing is can put me a step above everything else. Like I'm my only competition. That's how I was raised. Like I
yeah.
have family members, uncles and stuff like that I'm my only competition. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do something in 2024 that's great, I need to outdo myself in 2025. I need to do something bigger than what I did in 2024. And that's how I do I work in quarters. First
Mm,
quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Like I had posted something last year and said, I'm gonna finish the fourth quarter super fucking strong and y'all gonna feel it.
mm,
And when I say I buckled down, it was like I'm finna make music every day. I'm finna drop shit. I think I dropped a EP every week for that whole 3 months.
wow.
Yeah, if you go look, I did what they was called Beast Mode.
Mm,
I did one every week. But I had a folder and still got like I got a folder. I had a folder and I just decided to go in and unleash.
mm.
This one still got, I'll show you.
Yo, that is crazy.
Yeah.
99. Yup, I see it.
Beauty tracks.
And these are all unreleased tracks.
All unreleased.
Mm,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I'm on, let me see what volume I'm on right now. I'm on volume 17. So I got, let me see
Wow.
what volume they came. So volumes 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 ain't came out yet.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I set them up in advance. Like they already be ready to come out. I'd be like, man, um, ain't no since I already got the tracks and I already got the artwork, it's like what I'm waiting for. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
And, obviously, house music, the thing I feel like that's been the most important aspect about it, especially ghetto house and juking, are the dancers. The
Oh yeah.
dancers, the dance teams. Y'all weren't just making music for people who loved house music. Y'all were making it
For the
specific
dance groups.
for
Strictly
the
for the
dance.
dance groups.
Do you feel like that scene is getting a resurgence now?
Oh yeah. Definitely. It's definitely back up and running now. It
Mm,
is and I'm 100% for it all because it ain't got to where I think it should be. You know what I
mhm.
mean? But it's I rather it be doing something than nothing. You know what I mean? So
And I think it's a testament to how powerful the music is because,
this 30 years, 30 plus years later.
obviously, there was a period of time in Chicago where violence was at its height with,
Hmm.
drill music, a lot of the beefs, a lot of stuff like that. Um, do you think the scene was ready for, to start dancing again and to start, just having fun again?
Yeah, I think the violence had
Hmm.
got so out of control that people who thought everything was sweet was saying, "Oh no, we need to go back to the way that it was," which
Yeah.
which is really too late. It ain't
Mm,
gonna never be exactly like it was,
mm.
but it definitely people want to dance now.
When
You
do you
know,
think it crossed that threshold of like being too late to go back to when it was?
um, so I was always taught that this is like people be saying like we need to bring peace to Chicago and peace to here's the problem with that. Once you heal someone,
Hmm.
you got to remember that it's family members crying, it's a mother somewhere crying, kids without a father or kids without a mother. Depending on who get killed, and when that anniversary of that person's death or something goes on comes around, the natural instincts of human beings is they want somebody head. They want revenge. Like once you resort to violence, it's kind of like hard to come back from that. You know what I mean? So that's how me coming from that street side, it's like, you kill my brother. I just can't act like my brother ain't dead, you
Mm.
know. I want to have peace,
Mm,
but every time I think about my brother, there ain't nothing peaceful.
mm,
My brother dead, and you killed him. You
mm,
know, so I'm looking at you like I don't have my brother because of you.
mm,
And then I'm watching you flourish, and you doing okay, and come on, man. It's like, no, bro,
mm.
no.
Do you think the drill, scene in the culture like added fuel to the fire with the gangs that was already going on like before drill music became a thing?
That scene is the reason I don't do hip hop.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't mess with hip hop no more, bro. It's
mm,
so dark. When I say dark, it's dark,
mm.
and it's just a lot of demonic stuff going on in hip hop, and I don't want no parts of it. You
Speaking
know,
of hip hop, what do you think of, rappers that have, a huge resources and huge following like Kanye West, Common, um, a lot of, people like, Chief Keef or, I would say, G Herbo, like obviously Kanye West has, a lot more resources than, the other rappers that I named from Chicago. But do you think they do enough for the city as far as like giving back, as far as, helping the youth or initiatives like that?
I can't tell her I can't answer my phone. Tell kid get Kizzy phone and bring it to me so I can go in on your mom real quick. Say it again, bro.
So like rappers that have, from the hip hop community in Chicago specifically that have a lot of resources like Common or Kanye West, do you think that they do enough for the city?
Yeah, I mean Kanye has done plenty of things for the city, and
Mm,
I just think it's just not respected. Like people, it's a lot of people that came back and did things for the city, and
mhm.
people done robbed them, and it's just it's you can only do only a human being can only one human being can only do so much.
Do you think the city of Chicago has invested enough in house music for it to flourish versus, obviously in Europe, they do festivals that, are funded by the state, that are funded by the cities and stuff like that.
Chicago does a lot with house music, but it's
Do you think that
seg-
it's too late? Kind of like it should have been doing that for years, like throughout the 90s and into the 2000s, because we see it being done now, but do you feel like it should have been being done like way earlier than that? Is what I'm asking.
the city. I think the city does a lot for house music. I
Mm,
think it's just biased though. To me, that's just me. Like it's segregated with particular crowds, particular group of DJs. I
mm,
don't think everybody's getting a shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the DJs that they like that play the happy music, the fun music. Like we probably ain't gonna get them shots because we curse in our music and they don't want that image or what have you. And I can understand that,
mm.
so um
Does that bother you that, a lot of times you get more love overseas, specifically from Europeans versus from,
for
black
me,
in the
I
city?
look at it like this. I never I never I never what's the word I'm looking for? I never spit on my blessings.
Mm,
I've been in the game over 30 years. For me to still be going overseas, going to other cities,
mm,
these and people just tell me, man, man, I've loved you for the last 20 years, and or
mhm,
people say, man, I ain't never heard, I had never heard your music, and then just 2 weeks ago I heard it, and they told me that you was coming to my city. And I'm here for you. I came out for you. I know these other DJs is on the lineup. This is 30 years later. You know what I'm saying? I say,
mhm.
I'm sorry, give me
Good, good.
30 minutes. So uh to be to still be relevant
Hmm.
30 years later, bro,
Mm,
when I've watched numerous, people in different genres of music gone.
Yeah.
Like nobody's interested in them. So for me to even have people still interested in what I'm doing,
Mm.
I'm not finna spit on that. You know what I'm saying? Worried about who like me and who don't. You know what I'm saying? For me, those that love me, those that rock with me, I rock with them. Those that don't rock with me, hey, it's 8 billion people in the world, bro.
Mm.
8 billion. Technically, I only need 1 million. Technically. If I had 500,000 faithful followers, I'm gonna be okay till I die.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm working towards that 500,000 faithful. You think I care about two or three unfaithful or two or three who say, man, I don't rock with that music? Somebody in your city do. So when I be going to these underground scenes and people be going crazy over the music, I'll be like, somebody's listening to it.
Mm.
And I sell a few records here and there. Somebody listening to it. I look at my Spotify spins and my downloads and be saying, man, somebody listening to it. I'll
Mm.
stop doing what I'm doing when people stop listening to it. Then I got to go find something else to do. But right now, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I love that.
people still listening to it. So I don't get mad at people. People like, man, I don't really rock with that. I thank you.
Mm.
Hopefully one day I can make a record that you might rock with. And if I don't, then stick with who you like. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at nobody, man. I don't have that right.
Mm.
I don't have that right to get mad at turn that down. I don't have no right to get mad at somebody for not liking my sound. Like
Mm.
I be looking at people, how you gonna get mad about that, bro? Like he don't like your record. That
Mm.
okay. It's 8 billion people in the world, man. You know how many people in these other countries that don't even speak the language that will rock with their sound
Mm.
and don't even know what it's saying.
Mm.
They just love the beat.
Mm.
They don't know the language that it's in. It ain't even been converted into their language. They just love the beat. It's so crazy. They loving the beat and saying, I don't know what he's saying on there, but I like that record. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, bro. Not when you can go overseas and I'm at home and say I got 1,000 people that like me, right?
Mhm.
And I can go overseas and it's 5,000 people in this one country that like me. And then
Mm.
every country I'm going to, it's another 5,000 people that like me.
Mm.
You think I'm finna wrestle with these other 4,000 at the crib? 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna just stay gone.
Mm.
I'm gonna keep traveling. I'm gonna keep traveling where I'm loved at.
Mm.
Why would I come somewhere where I'm hated at? Like that just don't make logical sense. Then arguing with you back and forth. Like, I'm from the crib. You supposed to love me. No, that's not true. Because I'm over in Italy and Italy love me and I ain't from Italy. You
Mm.
feel me? So
Mm.
somebody in Italy mad too that they love me and don't love them.
That's true.
That's how it go, bro.
That's a good point.
Or somebody saying you're trying to mimic Sluggo sound. We not rocking with you, bro. We rocking with him.
Mm.
That's Ghetto House you playing.
Mm.
We gonna rock with the motherfucker who we know make that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's somebody in Italy pissed off saying, no, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to make that sound, but I'm trying to make that sound so I can get y'all to love me like y'all love him.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, I got enough, and I don't have fans. I just got faithful followers and long distance friends. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't believe in fans. Like you ain't got a fan out on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the most easy to get along with people. I kick it with people. I know at the end. This is why I never trip, bro.
Mm.
I've been in situations where I know with the wrong split second decision, it can all be over.
Mm.
Once 30 seconds, you decided to punch somebody in the face. He hits his head on the concrete and goes in a coma.
Dang.
Everything you just worked for the last 30 years is out the window.
Mm.
All because you couldn't control your anger.
Mm.
You punched that man, blindsided him. Now he in a coma.
Mm.
Even if he come out the coma, you still getting charged with that. That's attempt murder.
Mm.
Now you fighting an attempt murder, and at the height of your career. No,
Mm.
bro. No, you're not gonna trick me. People be wanting to argue and all that. All the internet. I be on the internet with people like, bro, like it's always been a Chicago Detroit debate.
Mm.
Man, they right next door. Of course, how you gonna if we right next door to each other? This is what
Mm.
people don't understand. Me and you living right next door to each other. You
Yeah.
in there doing production, I'm doing production. You think
Mm.
for 1 second I'm not gonna hear your drums and be influenced, and you're not gonna hear my drums and be influenced? It's
Mm.
gonna happen. There's no if, no ands, no buts. It's gonna be jitting and juking,
Mm.
guaranteed. And they gonna look similar because you driving distance from me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But my thing is like, bro, I don't care who made it,
Mm-hmm.
who music, man. As a person that's listening to the music, man, don't worry about who made it. Don't worry
Mm.
about none of that. Listen to it, love it, like it, buy it. Because 9 times out of 10, the people who always talking trash is the ones that ain't buying records. And the reason why, because the people who buy records, they know who made it. They downloaded it. So they got all of the credentials, the credits, everything. They know who wrote it. They know who produced it. They know who co-wrote it, all that, because all of that information is in the download.
Mm.
So they ain't finna get on the internet and argue about nothing because they know all the facts. It's
Mm.
always gonna be somebody who don't download music. They got one favorite person. They rolling with their favorite person. You mimicking him, and I be saying, man, why? Like, how can you have a musician argument with somebody that's not a musician?
Mm.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
That's and then I had one person where I had to send them. They telling me my record ain't my record. Yeah, that record right there ain't. The band told me that's a Detroit record. He told me that. I'm saying, man, that's my record. And I'm from Chicago.
Mm.
Man, yeah, I say, you know what? Hold on. I go to Discogs. Here, bro. It's gonna give you the year, date, time, all of it. It's all right there. After he figured that part out, all right, well, we took that. You ain't getting it back. All right, okay. Well, I just took your defense away. If that's what you want to say after that, cool. Then I went in there and deleted all my messages. Like it's except the post of where the record came from. I
Yeah.
ain't got no time to be on here arguing with you all that negativity, bro. I'm not finna do it. Here's the receipts. And then after I show you receipts, your response is, well, we took that. Oh man, you okay.
So let me ask you this, Sluggo. You've lost a lot of people in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
What, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does your circle look like now? Is it the younger, dudes like Gant Man? Is it the younger people in Chuk? Or is it just like you feel like you solo dolo now,
I'm
really?
glad you asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be the first interviewer that I interviewed with in 2026 that I'm gonna tell this to. People, like if you look at my past, you can
Mm-hmm.
go through my whole history. I've always helped people. I've
Mm-hmm.
always helped put brothers on. I've helped people who other people didn't want to help. And I realized last year, the end of last year, that I'm not appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I always learned that when you're not appreciated, you need to get out of that. You know, you gotta make them know that they should have appreciated you when you was around. Cause now I'm finna get out. I'm finna get away from you all. Cause my thing is, I never needed any of them to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
I was already in a successful arena and brought in people and helped people who wasn't successful at all. You feel what I'm saying? And I allowed you to be around me. I allowed you to see what I had going on. I allowed you to be a part of what I had going on. And in return, I started looking around like, wait a minute. this is supposed to be a two-way street. I'm supposed to be getting something out of this too. You understand what I'm saying? Once I start realizing that everybody was for self, while I was being all nice and come on, the world is ours. And they in the cut saying, no, the world is mine.
Mm.
I just need you, I just need you to get what I need to get out of it. So I decided I don't have a circle no more.
Wow.
Zero, solo dolo.
Mm.
Go to the parties. My wife is the only person to go to the parties with me.
Mm.
Travel to cities, different countries, all that. She going with me. That's
Wow.
it. Me literally, me and my girlfriend. I'm under the Tupac guy. Man, that's it, bro. I can't do it no more, bro. I cut everybody loose. Everybody. And I don't have no beefs.
Hmm.
I just can't I can't rock with you. Especially guys who I feel do this music shit for a hobby. It's a
Mm.
lifestyle for me. I do music 24. It's a
Mm.
lifestyle for me. You go to work and then you do music.
Mm.
That's a hobby for you.
Mm.
Because if you at work from 9, just say 3 or 5, and somebody need a DJ for a party, or somebody say, man, studio time is at 3, you
Mhm.
can't make that studio session until you get off work.
Mm.
So you don't do music full time. Music is a hobby to you.
Mm.
hmm hmm
Wow.
If the people from, you just imagine somebody from Sony coming in town saying, man, I need like 3 Ghetto House producers. I already set up the studio. We're gonna do a 2 o'clock to 3:30 session. I need to get this record done. You at work.
Mm.
You at work at your real job. You can't come.
Mm.
So you're gonna miss that opportunity.
Mm.
And that's what's wrong. A lot of them missing opportunities because they at work. They where they was when I came home in 2005.
Wow.
They had them jobs.
Wow.
And I don't knock it. I don't knock no not I to each his own, bro. Don't think for one second if the 9 to 5 is what you are, then so be it. But don't say you do music and you ain't doing and it ain't lively, it ain't a lifestyle for you.
Mm.
Music is a lifestyle, bro. You gotta do music for real.
Mm.
And the reason I concentrate on music so much, music is one of the only things that's never abandoned me.
Mm.
Always been there. Anytime I needed it, was feeling down, needed a couple of dollars, anything like that, at some point music always came through for me. Never abandoned me. So there's no way I would abandon it.
Wow.
That's why I love it. I love music.
Mm.
If somebody else would pay all my bills, I do music for free every day.
Wow.
If so I can get somebody else saying I'm gonna pay your bills, you just do the music and give out the records. Oh, I'll be uploading music every day. It'll be so many free records out there.
Mm.
They be like he did another one. He did one last night, then he did one, he dropped another one this morning.
Mm.
Yeah. But due to the fact I got bills, I got to figure a way to turn it into a couple of dollars. You know.
Mm.
But I do music full time. When I say I do music full time, I do music full time, bro. Sleepless nights, and then my thing is
Mhm.
all them sleepless nights, and then say it's you and you come along, you man, so I need your help. So all these sleepless nights and all this work I've done, I'm giving you a taste of it and a piece of it. And technically, you've done nothing to earn that from me.
Mm.
It's just me being just a good person. I don't
Mm.
owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't did nothing for me or with me in order for me to give you that gift. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like I know that I can't keep getting blessings if I don't give out no blessings. But if
Mm.
you take that blessing and just mess it over, you don't get but one time to do that with me.
Mm.
Because there's somebody else in the corner that will take that blessing and love it.
Mm.
And love it. And I wasted my time on you and you don't even appreciate me. And you've been around me for years. You
Mm.
know. So if that's I can't mess with them, man. I can't mess with these guys. Don't want to get their business in order, none of that. Like, there's no way you've been doing it over 20 years and you're not established.
Mm,
Like, come on, bro. You got 20 plus years in the game.
I understand.
Make it make sense. And you want me to stop what I'm doing to uh, here's the order. If that one begins at 3:30, cocktail, 3:30, 4:30, reception dinner, 5 to 10. That don't sound right if I'm only booked to 8. Dinner begins at 5. What the hell wrong with them?
Now, I know you're very busy. So
Yeah.
I got just two more questions for you.
Mhm.
What is your advice for up and coming DJs? Because, ever since the pandemic, there's been an explosion of people who, want to DJ. And, obviously there's some people who are really serious about it. And like you were just saying, people, who do, it as a hobby. Now, for those who are in positions where they're just starting out and they, they need that 9 to 5, before they fully, go and do the thing. These are the opposite of people who have been doing it for like 20 years or, a long period of time. What is your advice for people, just coming into the game, and how to stand out? Like the biggest pieces of advice that you have for up and coming DJs?
First thing is get all your own equipment.
Mm,
Like, if you're a small DJ up and coming, you should never have to call and depend on a sound man. You should
mm,
get you a couple of tops and one bottom so that you can be able to do all the little makeshift, little small parties by yourself. Load it up in your car. You got to put the work in. Load it up in your car or your van or your hatchback, whatever. 2 speakers and a bottom. Get your bass bottom, get your 2 tops. You set. You know what I'm saying? Your own little controller. Boom. Own your first equipment, own all your own equipment so you can make all your own moves. Second thing is, if you finna be in the music business, you need to understand the music business.
mm,
Everybody's a DJ. It's people who done went from comedians to DJs, from actors to DJs, from everybody's a DJ. So what's gonna make you stand out past this DJ? The business. If
mm,
you know the business of music, you're gonna be able to make moves they can't make because they don't understand the business side of it. It's all business. And if you know how to maneuver yourself business wise, you gonna always and one of the things I learned late in the game was be a
mm,
likable person. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always gonna remember the way you make them feel. Always. Like, if you was an asshole, people
mm,
ain't gonna forget that. Like, yeah, I met him. I thought he was gonna be cool. He was an asshole. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no bookings behind that. You know what I'm saying? So and then it's like, learn your craft. Like, I know DJs who got equipment and don't know nothing about the equipment. They just
mm,
bought a controller. They doing a little quote unquote YouTube university and self taught, but you don't know the equipment. Learn your craft, and then you don't practice. Like, you'll get off work, and then I've went to particular parties and say they got a DJ who been DJing for like a year or so. I shouldn't be able to hear it that you only been DJing. Like, I should see you DJing and have to come and ask you how long you been DJing. Man, you sounded good, bro. How long you been DJing? And be shocked that you say, oh, just a year. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Not to be in the party and be like, oh my God, who was that DJing? Oh, he a newbie. He only been DJing a year. Oh, now of course you get a pass because, but really you ain't got no business in the club scene. Uh,
mm.
thinking you killing it, you know what I'm saying? And your blends is all the way off. You know what I'm saying? Like when I be hearing them blends off like that, I just be in the places cringing, like, bro, like how can you not hear that? You know what I'm saying? Like you no man, it sounds like we're in the jungle. Like what is going on up in here? You know, but that would be my advice. Learn your craft, get your own equipment, learn the business.
What do you want people to, take away from, just all of your output, all the work that you've done for Ghetto House, for Juke? And what is the difference between Ghetto House and Juke? But answer, if you want to answer
Okay,
that
so
before the legacy question,
what
that's perfect. Yeah.
the difference in Ghetto House and Juke is a concept, not a sound.
Mm,
A lot of people will be saying juke music. Juke is not music.
mm,
Juke is Ghetto House.
mm,
Ghetto House, people used to juke to Ghetto House.
mm,
And then Puncho and Gatman had this phrase, well, really Puncho had a phrase where he used to be on the record saying, juke it. Because we used to be on there on like, bang it, you work it. That was us.
mm,
They didn't want to do their records like that. They started saying, juke it, right?
mm,
And then back in the days, we used to be like, man, what's up with the party? And they be like, man, the party, juke it. We finna go up there, man. We finna juke up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Juke is a concept. A lot of people think is reason we accept it. Got people like, man, that's juke music, man. Whatever you want to call it, just buy it. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So we let that ride for so long that a lot of people think juke is music. It's not. Juke music is ghetto house music.
Mm,
So it's ghetto house, juke the concept, and then footwork.
mm,
A lot of people don't get it. Like there's no such thing as juke music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's music that people be juking to, but that's not juke
mm,
music. You know what I'm saying? It's ghetto house. It's literally ghetto house. And a lot you can ask Puncho. Puncho is the person who coined the phrase juke. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? He used to call himself the juke man.
mm.
Yeah, but
I'm
juke
glad I'm glad
juke
you clarified that for the people.
juke is a concept, bro. Like
I'm
juke is
glad.
a concept. Party juking, they juking up there. She juking on him. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It can't be a concept and music too.
It's
You know
kind
what
of
I'm
like
saying?
how jacking was for the
Exactly.
generation.
Right. You
Juking
ain't
was
hear
like
nobody talking about no
big.
jack. People used to jack to house music. People juke to ghetto house.
And from all of your output, from all of the work you've done, what do you want people to take away from that and like your legacy to be in this house music game overall, you know?
Uh, a lot of people will tell you like I work my ass off, bro. Like
Mm.
I ain't lazy in this shit. Like
Yeah.
don't I want people to take that away. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't lazy, so you don't be lazy. Don't be lazy.
Hmm.
Don't be lazy. Like he put a hell of an effort into like the reason he's the face of that is because he did this. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He bust his ass, worked like you gotta understand this has been 30 plus years for me, bro.
Mm.
That's a lot of work, man. I got a lot of records, bro. Like if people knew how many records I had, bro. If you go look at my Spotify,
Hmm.
I gotta have close to 1,000 records up there.
Mm. Wow.
It might be over 1,000. But and this is what I've released. Man, I
Mm.
got records in my computer. I just showed you 99. I got records. I did 5 records today.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally did them, finished them, sequenced them, bounced them out, 5 more records. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I do music every day, bro. So it's like don't be lazy with this shit, bro. Like that's what I want people to be like. Nah, he's a workaholic. He worked his ass off. He deserves every. Because a lot of people think like you don't deserve what you got. No, I deserve every. The reason I don't trip about being successful in anything that I do, I earned it, bro. I earned everything I have.
Mm.
I worked my ass off and I earned everything that I have, and I ain't shy about it. Like I bust my ass to get to the point to where I'm at, and I still feel like I ain't where I need to be. But I'm always the person to say and do. I'm where God want me to be.
Mm,
If it's something else bigger for me coming, it's coming. And I always pray and say, just let me be prepared when you do give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm,
don't let me waste it away. When you give me them opportunities, let me be prepared where I can take the opportunity and flourish from the best I can from the opportunity that you gave me. So
mm.
I'm patient. I'm
In other
patient.
words, let me bang.
Yeah, let man. I'll be talking about.
Mm,
Let me sit back, cause I
mm,
done had some blessings, bro. I had some blessings. You gotta understand, I'm a kid from the projects. I be looking back like, damn, I did that, or I was a part of that, or damn, like even with the Daft Punk thing, like these guys that big and they mentioning me, like
mm,
TV shows, sitcoms. Like you got man. I started music in on the porch and in my bedroom in the projects, bro. To
mm,
be able to go overseas and to hear people chanting a record that I did in my bedroom,
mm,
come on, bro. Like you can't make that up. Like or some concepts that I came up with, like the a blunt record, or the wouldn't you like to be a whole record? Like people be saying that shit, I be looking like, damn, they singing that shit. That shit crazy. And I'm in
mm.
a whole other country. Like in my mind, I be like, what the fuck y'all know about this? Motherfucker, like,
Mm.
nah, what you know about it? We listening to you, like, and we know
Wow.
that record. So when I hear them chanting the records and shit, it be like, damn, this crazy. But I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted. I be like, I need to go crank out. Y'all like that one? Yeah, I need to go crank out three more like it. Soon as
Mm,
I'll hear certain stuff when I'm at these parties, be like, I can't wait to get back to the crib. Oh, I know what I'm gonna say on this record, or I know what I'm finna make. Oh, y'all like that? Yeah, I need to make one or two more just like that. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So, you know, I'm blessed and humbly grateful. I'm grateful for everything that's happening for me, man. Like, and I'm so glad that it's all coming back now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm older now, so I know what to do with,
mm,
like, when we were younger, we had the opportunity. Like, if we didn't knew Dance Mania was gonna be what it is, I'd have bought the label. I'd have told Ray, hey man, let's work something out. Let me
mm,
run. Cause on the business side, I'm just as sharp as Ray. I'm like, let me run Dance Mania with you.
mm,
Let me be your partner.
mm.
I definitely would have been Ray partner in Dance Mania. And
Wow.
and I know for a fact he'd have done it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want all that weight by himself. He'd have did it. That would
So,
have been one of my first moves as a boss. Hey, listen, I want to be a part of that. Since I'm help build the label, I need to be a partner. Let me be a partner.
wow.
And then a lot of these young cats wouldn't have got fucked out they masters.
Mm,
So, but yeah, I just want people to know I put the work in, man. Honor that. If you don't honor nothing else, just be like, man, the man was a workaholic. He put the work in. He deserved everything he had. Everything that's coming to me. So, especially in this music world, man. I love music. Understand that. Like I love music. Yeah. And when I ain't feeling good, or shit ain't going right for me, I come down here and make a track. It's a whole nother ball game. So
mm,
I get some of my best records out when I'm mad.
mm.
Yeah, I get on the record and say all type of shit when I'm pissed off. But yeah, I've came up with some of my best bass lines 3, 4 in the morning. So when everybody sleep, I'm working.
Wow.
Yeah, I be like somebody woke somewhere with me. Somebody in some one of these countries is up and woke, and I might as well be working. But I
Mm,
always believe in if you work and you work hard and you work fairly, like you don't cheat. Ain't no cheat codes. Work hard, work fairly, and without cheating anybody out of anything, you gonna always be all right. You're gonna be blessed.
mm.
So that's why I'm still here 30 years later. You know, like I don't owe nobody nothing.
Mm.
I'm gonna leave this earth not on nobody a dime.
Hmm.
You know, so that's my concept. Like I don't want to owe nobody nothing. I don't want to owe nobody nothing other than a thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with me. I owe those people that the people who rock with me. I owe them. I love you. People be typing in. I'm probably one of the only people that interact like that. I see people like, man, we love you. So, hold on, I love you back.
Mm.
Yeah, you got to, man. People, a lot of people don't be. They don't follow people. They don't interact with people. It's like, man, that person, he taking $20 that he could be putting on this lighter gas bill and purchasing your record.
Mm.
You can't at least say hi when he say hi in your DM.
Mm.
Come on, bro.
Mm.
I know you can't answer everybody, but you can go in there and weekly say hi.
Yeah.
See all your DMs. Oh, he look interested. Hey, she look interested. Hey, how you doing? Do you
Mm.
understand the level of respect and how many more $20 they gonna go spend and say, I can't believe this man said hi to me and followed me back.
Mm.
Man, I get that all the time. Like, is this really you? And I'd be like, unless somebody hack my account, yeah, this me. You
Mm.
know, they be looking like, man, I can't believe you hit me back. And the first thing I'd be like, why?
Mm.
Why you can't believe I didn't hit you back? And people of your caliber normally don't do that. Well, I'm not normal people. I'm a
Mm.
regular person. I'm a regular person just like you. I just end up being able to find out what my God given talent is. Everybody has one. I just was able to figure mine out. I suggest you do the same.
Mm.
You got a God given talent. Everybody does. Everybody got a niche, a unique niche about them. You just got to figure out what it is. You good at something. You
Mm.
just ain't figured out what it is.
Mm.
Yeah. And once you figure it out, it's gonna be easy for you to do because that's what you was born to do. Now you need to be able to. The hard part is figuring out how to take your niche and getting other people to buy into it so
Mm.
you can live off of it for a living.
Uh,
That's the hard part, you know. Finding your niches. Let me find what I'm good at, and then how I can convince the next person that this has some value to it,
mm.
and they should pay me for it. You know, so that's 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 what I want to leave people with.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
DJ
Yeah.
Slug,
Sure.
it's been an honor. And
Yes, sir.
I'm just, I feel like one of them people that be DM you, like you were just talking about,
Like this ain't really him. Man,
just honored, man. Just honored that I'm even talking to you right now.
it's all good, bro.
And it's
I'm,
it's a blessing, man. I really appreciate this for real.
yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Let me know when you post it. I'm gonna reshare it.
Most definitely, DJ Sluggo. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Salute, my
Peace.
brother.